Life is a lot about cycles. Sometimes it's about holding on, and sometimes it's about letting go. In this reading, we're going to take a look at what you are in the process of surrendering and letting go, and what you need to know about that process. So stay tuned. So this is a timeless tarot reading, which means that the energies are applicable for whenever you're watching this here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you like the video, please also consider giving it a thumbs up. YouTube loves that. It helps push the video out to more people. So watch for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus signs. All right, let's get into your reading. All right, Aries, let's see what we need to know for you. Surrendering and releasing and your process of transformation. All right, Aries, we have surrender to your full power. Oh, yeah. Okay, Aries on steroids. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Okay, excellent. So let's see what we need to know about that for you, Aries. Now, this is a timeless reading, but I am currently filming this while Mars, your ruling planet, is retrograde in Gemini. So, and that continues until January 12th, 2023. So this is a really good time to re-examine ways or areas of your life where indeed you may have been playing it small and, you know, where you need to aim your arrow of desire and go for something big, that you put all of your energy and passion behind. Yeah, we have a 9 of Swords and we have a 10 of Swords. Wow, isn't that interesting? And we have a 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So, interesting. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Surrender to your full power. There is something still that is kind of plaguing you from going for something very rewarding in your life. 10 of Pentacles. Something that would bring financial rewards. Something that would bring, I read Pentacles as self-esteem also. Something that would bring enormous pride in yourself. Like, oh my God, I did that. All right, I'm going to come back to this in a second. So it's interesting we have the 9 and then the 10 because it's like this is the cycle that's wrapping up. But what may be keeping you from surrendering to your full power is you may be afraid of what other people think because of all the eyes on this lady. And the 9 of Swords is, I call my nighttime anxiety energy. So this is something where you may just be feeling just this pressure of outside influences. Maybe also in the past, other people have said cutting remarks to you. They've been mean and cruel about a dream you've been going for, and maybe they put you down. And so, like, you know, it's hard to surrender to your full power when you've maybe had a lot of criticisms in your life and you've taken them to heart. Often Aries will not show that on the outside, but on the inside, they take things to heart. So it could be something like that you're dealing with. Or in the process of releasing and wrapping up so you can step into your full power. But also this 10 of Swords, again, in this deck, notice all these hands with these bobby pins, like sticking it in her head. So we have outside influences here. We have outside influences here. Luckily, we're wrapping up the cycle because it's the 10 here. So I would strongly suggest you look at where you need to not have other people's opinions or voices in your head. And I mean that in a way like we all hear like stuff from our past, especially the internal critic, things like that. Oh, you can't do that, or that won't work out. And then we doubt ourselves, and then we do not surrender to our full power. We're at half speed. And we know, yeah, you can manifest things at half speed or half power. But the results you want, the 10 of Pentacles, you want the whole enchilada. The things that you want need to be undertaken with your full power at full capacity. All right. So I like this for you. This suggests to me that if you really put your mind to it, you can clear out this energy, I think, rather quickly. 10 of Swords. I think within 10 days, you could absolutely, maybe give it a month if you really feel like this has been plaguing you for a while. But if you've been really working consciously on this, like you've noticed it, you're aware of it, I think within, 9-10 days, you can make the inroads to release that energy from your mind. 10 of coins here. This pressure, this 9 and 10 may be coming from the family also. Because this is a family-oriented energy. So it's a legacy energy. So you might also want to look at where there have been things going on in your life where other people also were very hard on themselves and criticized themselves and doubted themselves. And that was maybe passed down to you. So these ancestral patterns. And then you doubted that you could really pursue some sort of dream for yourself. So that's another thing that you may want to look at. There could be something where somebody in the family has not been the best role model for what you want to achieve, and maybe has instilled doubt in you in some way. There also could just be currently, as of the time of you watching this reading, there could be some family demands that are going on that have prevented you from fully surrendering to your full power because you just have other things to take care of at the moment. And that's okay. Don't beat yourself up over that. When this situation gets resolved, which I'm sure it will at some point, then you'll be able to get back to what you do best and go for it with full gusto. But I think the more important thing also with this 10 of Pentacles is to have the goal that is truly lofty, is the word that's coming to me. It's realistic, but it also is a stretch goal. It's going to push you a little outside of a comfort zone. And it is going to require your full power and nothing less. So and that's important, I think, for Aries, because again, this is just the nature, and I'm not picking on anybody. This is the nature of Aries energy. Aries are good initiators. You're a cardinal sign. You're a good initiator. Unless you have fixed energy in your chart, you may find, again, it's a general reading, you may find it hard to see your goals through to completion. You have a better success ratio of that happening if you are fully invested, 10 of coins, in something that does require your full power and energy. That you have that energy that's going to sustain you over the long haul to make that dream and goal a reality. So that is just a challenge, like I said, of Aries sometimes, is that staying power. But Aries can move mountains. Absolutely. It's just, again, when you're roaring like a lion and going for it, that needs to be sustained over the long haul. So it, in my opinion, needs to be something that is going to build something of long standing for you. Also, the 10 of Pentacles. Something that will endure the test of time, whatever that means for you. It's not just some, hit it, quit it type project, but something that is really important to you. Could be something you're building as a business, a legacy, something like that you want to do. But I feel like this is a lofty goal, and it can be the making of you, because maybe you haven't surrendered to your full power yet in your life. Maybe you've gotten up to 80%, but you still want to get to that 100%. And maybe it's just this last little bit of other people's shenanigans that you can just mentally shift from your life and let go of. And as an Aries, one of the best ways to do that is to get out of your head, is to get into your body and just take inspired action. And if you feel yourself slipping back into this, get yourself out there to the gym, do a physical activity, go walking. I mean, whatever it is to move your body is often very helpful for Aries to get these types of energies out of their consciousness. So very interesting. Ask yourself, what is this 10 of Pentacles, full power, full steam ahead goal, that lofty goal that can be the making of me? What is that, and how can I go for it? All right, Taurus, let's see what you are surrendering and releasing and transforming in your life. Taurus, what do we have for you? Surrender to receiving support, and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. All right, Taurus. Taurus, you have very broad shoulders that can handle and carry a lot. But even you need support and love and deserve that from those around you. So, can you surrender to receiving it? Let's find out what we need to know about that for you. You don't have to handle everything yourself, Taurus. All right, let's see what we need to know for you about that. Let in the love, Taurus. Let in the love. All right, let's see what we have. The King of Swords and the Page of Cups and the Sun card. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Now in this deck, we have male and female kings, so just FYI. All right, so interesting that the King of Swords is showing up here. We have, of course, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So that energy, someone in your life of that sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, may be somebody who you can count on for receiving love and support. We also have the Page of Cups here, which is Pisces energy, and we have the Sun card, Leo energy. So this could be somebody close to you, family member, or somebody you feel is family, right? Or, chosen family. A BFF that is like your sister or brother that you never had type energy. All right, because the Sun, Leo energy is your fourth house. There is, the Page of Cups is gorgeous energy here. This is tender, loving care. It's Piscean. It's unconditional love. It also is a lot about surprise. So I feel like with this King of Swords, if you make the decision to reach out, you may be very surprised indeed, the Page of Cups, with the love that will shine toward you, the Sun card. Somebody, I feel, if they only knew what was going on, would make a beautiful, heartfelt gesture toward you. Page of Cups, the Sun card. That would really melt your heart and surprise you. But they need to know. They need to know, Taurus, what's going on. And that's why I think we have this King of Swords, that you have to make that executive decision here comes Ariel to affirm it, that, you got to communicate and allow somebody to be there for you. And also, with the Sun card here, I feel, since that is the card of the heart, that is really allowing that message, that emissary of love, the Page of Cups, really allowing that energy to fully infuse your heart space, your heart chakra. Really have that energy just warm your heart, really letting it in fully. Where'd my other card go? Oh God, where did I put it? Is Ariel sitting on it? Probably. Oh no, here's in my hand. I'm like, oh my God. I think I need another cup of coffee this morning. All right. So this can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So that's another thing that may be surprising about this. I feel like if you let somebody know what's going on, this heartfelt gesture could bring you to tears, because I feel like you have been under perhaps a lot of mental pressure with this King of Swords showing up here. And so it's the time, what I'm feeling is this type of energy where there may just be a spontaneous eruption, also with Uranus in your sign, spontaneous eruption of tears, Pisces. Joyful tears, not crying tears like of sadness and depression, but joyful tears, because you are so touched and surprised by how this person is trying to help and make you feel better. And shift some sort of burden, okay, and taking the pressure off. So I think this is gorgeous affirmation that the support is there for you. So it is time to reach out and let somebody know. Because interesting that we have the polar bears in this card. the Arctic, right? The Antarctica type. And then we end with the Sun card. So it's kind of like you may have been feeling a little kind of cold and cut off. But again, with the King of Swords, same thing. You may have been very stuck in your head, etc. This is about not feeling cold and cut off anymore, but really feeling reconnected to the warmth of the world, the warmth that's still in your heart. Right? And you may have just been feeling like you've been under a lot of stress. You feel a little cold, maybe a little distant. You've been under a lot of pressure, etc. But I'm telling you, with this Page of Cups, beautiful, beautiful, heartfelt energy. Right, Ariel? Beautiful, heartfelt energy that can warm your heart space and warm your world and take the pressure off. Okay, so you gotta let it in. You gotta reach out, and then when you do reach out and the person is responding, you also gotta allow yourself to receive. And that sometimes can be challenging, but this is all part of our spiritual journey. All right, Gemini, let's see what we need to know for you about surrendering and releasing and transforming. All right, Geminis, what do we need to know? All right, we have one here. We have surrender to your intuition. Ooh, gorgeous. Look at this. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. All right, Gemini. Let's see what we need to know about that for you. Surrender to your intuition. Okay. We know you like to have a lot of information and think things through. That's the nature of your sign, ruled by Mercury. Of course, that doesn't mean you can't be intuitive. You can be just like any other sign. But sometimes you might doubt your intuition more perhaps than other people because you're saying, I need just some more information to back up my intuition. Well, not necessarily. Okay, so all right, let's see what we need to know for you. Surrender to your intuition instead of like questioning it, doubting it. 8 of Cups. 2 of Wands. And the King of Cups. Intuition card. It's very interesting. Okay. All right, as it says here, be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. I want you to look at this King of Cups in this deck. I find it fascinating that he has 2 sharks in his solar plexus, and he has the ship in his heart. So he has like, and the ocean here, the choppy seas type thing. But it looks all calm on the surface here with the ship. Like what's underneath? I feel like I've said this in the past on the channel. I've said it to clients. Usually when we don't listen to our intuition, or if we don't listen to Ariel, that is when, yes, I know, that is when we most often make mistakes and have regrets. When we do not listen to our intuition. How many times has that happened? I mean, we could all give examples. You're including me. I mean, we've all had that happen where you get a little nudge, you get an intuitive feeling, and you're like, no, I'm just going to ignore it. So you may get a feeling in your gut. Our intuition is, our internal guidance system. It's our GPS, if you will. Most of the time, I would say, it's trying to give, it's like a warning system. It's trying to lead us away from danger. Sometimes it also is about leading us toward something great, of course. But I think in this deck, it's interesting that I think you have a sense that something is not correct, that something needs to be tabled. You need to wait on something with this 2 of Wands. There is something with this 8 of Cups here that you are well and truly finished with. you're fed up emotionally. You've had it. But there's something here, I feel, with the Two of Wands, that the timing is not exactly correct yet for the situation to wrap up. Your intuition is going to give you the exact information you need of when it is time for you to move on and move forward, or when that moving on and moving forward will happen for you. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And what I would say here is to trust your intuitively guided divine timing and recognizing the signs. See how she's looking up at the moon, recognizing the signs and the symbols. It may be a full moon cycle, a full month cycle, or until the next full moon, depending on when you're watching this, before you get that intuitive hit of how this moving on is going to go down and what you need to know to make it happen. There may also be something where you may have been in denial, Eight of Cups, that you're going to have to move on with something emotionally and let it go. And your intuition has been kind of screaming at you about it. But again, with this Two of Wands, it just may be that there's going to be some intuitive hit that is going to be so like in your face that you ignore it at your peril. So interesting energies that are coming up here for you, Gemini. So you may have already been getting this kind of uneasy queasy feeling in your stomach about this, but it may take a full eureka aha moment that often comes under a full moon for you to finally get the message in order to take the action and move on. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This situation perhaps is something you'll be dealing with in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces season, depending on when you're watching this. But you ignore your intuition at your peril. So it's time to surrender to your intuition and not ignore it, because there is something coming to light here very, very soon for you. Don't ignore whatever the sharks are trying to tell you. All right, Cancer, let's see what you are surrendering and releasing and transforming in your life. What do the energies have to say for you, Cancer? Surrender to joy. Gorgeous. Okay. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. All right, gorgeous. Surrender to joy, Cancer. Let's see what we need to know about that for you. No, Cancer, we have the World, and we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Five of Cups. Okay. So there is some sort of cycle of disappointment that is ending for you with this Five of Cups that is showing up here. So there could have been something in the last 5 years, 5 months, 5 weeks that has been a disappointment. But the waters are receding. The waters are receding because we have the World card here. And I would say in about 3 more weeks, 3 weeks to 3 months from now, you are going to be in a much better emotional position to be surrendering to joy. This Three of Wands is interesting. This is about looking to your future with positivity and hope. Since the 3 is here, it can also be about involving a couple of other close people in your plans. 3 of Wands can be in a business sense. It can be in a sense of doing activities together, whatever you enjoy doing with other people. So there could be a sense here with the World card of expanding your world to include a couple more close people in it, especially in terms of like daily activities, fun things you enjoy doing, etc. But what I'm also feeling from this is that it is time to have a new vision, Three of Wands, for your world. One that includes more things that you feel happy about, more ways that you can create joy in your world. You know, sometimes we do have to schedule in pleasurable activities. It's a part of taking care of ourselves. It is a part of self-care. But I'm also feeling too, because the World card is showing up, and that's naturally a major arcana. And the Three of Wands for me is also can be about ships coming in. There may indeed, within 3 weeks to 3 months, be some sort of new ship coming into your life that helps you put an end, world, to this old cycle of disappointment, and can bring a lot more joy into your life. But I would also say that that's if you've already launched some sort of ship going forward. Others of you may need to kind of regroup and focus on your vision for your future and what is going to bring you happiness. Sometimes it's challenging, and everybody has their own healing process in terms of this Five of Cups of regrets and disappointments. Like when you kind of say, okay, enough is enough. I've done all I can to kind of shift and heal that. And I'm not talking about deep grief here. I'm just talking about your garden variety disappointments in life that we all go through. So it's going to be important for you to find that vision, because it's going to help you get out of this Five of Cups regrets. It may be important for you to look at where you may have been focusing on things that have not come to fruition and that have been a source of pain, anxiety, disappointment, and instead surrender to a new vision for your world that can bring in joyful experiences, people, situations, etc. So, I mean, it's up to us to create our reality and to change our world. So, again, if you've processed through this, it's time to shift the focus, Three of Wands, of your energy to your future and not looking back at your past. And the coulda, woulda, shouldas, whatever happened, you know, okay. So it's time to surrender. Keep surrendering to more joy. Savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. What can you do today that can shift your vibration and bring more joy into your world? A lot of times, if this is just my opinion, if you know you feel down in the dumps, you feel a little in a Five of Cups moment, one of the best things to do is to do something nice for somebody else. And that can just shift your whole vibration, you know, and you bring joy to them. They're so happy. It lifts your spirits. You got out of yourself a little bit. You did something nice. That can really start shifting the joy vibration as well. So I'm not saying you should do that. I never tell people what to do, but that's one way. If you feel like you're a little stuck in a Five of Cups, is to be of service in some way, but be in service in joy to someone else. And you don't, you know, you can do a tiny thing for somebody. You can do it anonymously. Again, it's just, you know, seeing the look on that person's face, or, you know, paying it forward with kindness in some way, you know, is perfect too. So that may be another thing. Another thing. As I said to one of the other signs, this also can be about moving your body with this picture on this card. Surrendering to the joy of dance, of music, of just, again, getting out of your head, getting out of this Five of Cups in some way. And movement is often a great antidote for that. All right, Leos, let's see what you are surrendering and releasing and transforming in your world. Leos, what do we need to know? For the Leos, surrender obsessive thinking. Apple of temptation there. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma, that was good. Turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. Okay, so surrender it to spirit. Say, yo, you take care of it, dude. So, surrender obsessive thinking, Leos. All right, let's find out. If you're obsessing, turn the dilemma over to spirit. bring you clarity, solve the problem. Let's see what we need to know about this for you, Leos. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So you could be very obsessed, Ten of Pentacles, about some big financial goal, something to do with your business, a family issue, real estate, inheritances, an elderly person in your life. Interesting, we have the Ace of Swords. Aces for me are about the self. So this is about you, yes, making your mind up to realize that you don't need any more information. Page of Swords. Your mind has been flooded with information, the obsessive thinking. So it is time to release it. This beautiful dandelion here with the Page of Swords is holding, and have a conversation with Spirit. Page of Swords. Whatever you need to do to say, Spirit guides, you handle it. You may want to do that through some sort of written format. You don't have to, of course, whatever works for you. So you could do it in terms of you're writing in your journal. I release my obsessive thinking about whatever the Ten of Pentacles represents for you. About my elderly parents' health. I release my obsessive thinking over my financial status. I release my obsessive thinking over when the house will sell, when I will buy the house, when my inheritance will come in, when, whatever. When a solid relationship might enter my life, Ten of Pentacles. When the business deal will go through. So you can also write it in your journal. I surrender this to Spirit. I turn it over. And you write it as many times as you need to. It's a form of keeping a manifestation journal. I turn this over to Spirit. So that would be a better way. If you need to still do something sort of obsessive about it, it would be better to obsess in terms of repetition. I'm thinking of obsession and repetition. It'd be better to repeat something in a positive manner, like I am choosing to release this. I release this to Spirit in order to shift the energy, rather than simply, as I said, going around and around and around in circles about what ifs, that going to happen, this going to happen, etc. So another thing you can do, again, this is mind over matter, Ace of Swords. Another thing you can do that's been suggested, I didn't make this up, other people have recommended it. If you're having some sort of obsessive thoughts, is to have a rubber band around your wrist. And every time you think of the thing, you pull the rubber band and snap it on your wrist to kind of snap you out of it, literally in your physical body of having this situation go round and round in your head. Okay. So that's another way maybe that could help shift the energy for you. So, but the important thing in this card is turn the dilemma over to Spirit. So whatever way that you need to do that, whatever way you feel is going to work for you to do that is what's suggested by this energy. The key is in your hand to release this. But again, aces are about the self. It's up to you to do it. Otherwise, you're going to just keep going in circles. So, the dandelion is here. The release energy is here. You see, the seeds are being released. It can also be that, when we obsess about something, we do push it farther away from us usually, because I'm assuming you want some sort of outcome with this Ten of Pentacles. You want a solid outcome with this situation. I think that solid outcome could come for you within a month, provided you start doing this shifting of the energy. But when we obsess too much about something, we can push it farther away from us. And, because we don't trust, we're not trusting that Spirit will handle it. So there may be some things to look at there as well. Can you just let these seeds go where they're going to go? How can you just let it happen how it's supposed to happen? It's a lot about trust, a lot about turning it over to Spirit, etc. So however you can make up your mind to do that, it can really open the key to manifesting your Ten of Pentacles. But this is predominantly a mental game, Ace of Swords, as most things are in life. It's all about what's going on up here. So you got this, Leo. You got this. All right, Virgo, let's see what you are surrendering and releasing and transforming in your world. Virgos, what do we need to know? Stick it in my hand. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. All right. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. All right. Well, Virgos, I think you are very adept at listening and surrendering to the wisdom of your body, but maybe there's been resistance lately to doing that, or resistance about doing that when it comes to a certain person or situation. So let's see. Let's see what we need to know about that for you, Virgos. The King of Wands and the Chariot. Oh, and the Death card. Wow, this is very interesting. Okay. I'm going to read this a couple of different ways. I think overall this is very positive. Because this card also said, right, if you feel physically drained or uncomfortably, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. And that's what I think these cards are trying to say. So there may be something where you're doubting some energy you are getting from your body, because maybe, we all have situations where things didn't work out, even though we have felt excited about something. But live out of your imagination, not out of your history. Stephen Covey, right? I love that quote. Live out of what's going on now, not the past. So I think there is a fire in your heart, a fire in your belly. It could have something to do with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That is possible with the King of Wands showing up here. But I'm just going to read this as pure energy. So there is something that is making you feel good, that you are excited about. It's coming in fast, the Chariot. It's coming in a way that is taking you by surprise. And I think that's the thing that scares you a little bit. So your body is feeling this like excited momentum of almost like I think you're on the verge of getting swept up and swept away, perhaps. I mean, you're not going to get swept away. You're a Virgo. You got your feet on the ground, all right? So I think, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that you're feeling this sense of like, oh my God, like I'm going to get carried away with this. And, the passion is all a tingly in me. Like I'm feeling this like excitement, and it's making you nervous. And that's why we have this card. You got to surrender to the wisdom of your body. Your body, the King of Wands is showing up here, which Wands is about our bodies. So the energy in your heart, in your, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra is on fire. It's lit, like you're feeling the passion. But I think the Chariot is the issue. It's coming in fast, and that is a little nerve-wracking. You may be trying to get this under control, get yourself under control a little bit. And again, you may be doubting this in some way because it is coming in so fast. Maybe it's a level of passion that and when I say passion, again, that's just, it doesn't have to be romantic. It's just the energies, right? You're that sense of enthusiasm, passionate exuberance and enthusiasm that you maybe haven't felt in a while. And it is kind of like, oh my God, like, can I get the reins of this? Can I get it under control? Because the Death card is here. So this is very interesting. I think there's something here that is about to change and transform in your life, like big time, because of this passionate new path or direction, or possibly even romance or person coming in. And your body is sensing it. Your body knows. Like, we get information in our aura of things that are about to come in, depends, but up to 30 days, sometimes a little more, 30 to 60 days out. Like, you can, before you can articulate it, maybe even intuitively, the other subtle layers of your aura are picking it up. The subtle bodies, the subtle intuitions that we have. is picking it up. Your body often knows a lot of the time before you do, consciously or even intuitively. So you're picking up this energy and you're sensing with this death card that this is going to bring a major change in your life. And so you may, question, am I ready for this? Like, is this, oh my gosh, like, is this for real? It is for real. This is powerful energy about to manifest in your life. 2 major arcana showing up here. So surrender to that. Surrender. It's coming on in, right? If you are energized and happy, move forward. That's the thing. I think you're going to be feeling very energized and very happy. And it is going to be a major turning point in your life. And as long as you keep feeling that in your body, then keep on moving forward and feeling good with this. This is very, very nice energy, Virgo. All right, Libras, let's see what you are surrendering and releasing and transforming in your world. Libras. Surrender to rest and sleep. Okay. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Okay, let's see what we need to know about that for you, Libras. Surrender to rest and sleep. Oh, that flipped over, 10 of Swords. The Tower, the Strength card. I'm going to pull one more. But we'll come back to the 10 of Swords and the Emperor. Wow, 3 major arcanas. And the 10 of Swords here. Okay, so remember, it's a general reading. Depending on what's going on for you in your personal situation, I'm going to read it one way first, and I'm going to read it another way. You may just need a lot of rest and sleep to mentally process through some sort of, I think, end of the road situation for you that may have come about quite abruptly with the Tower card here. Out of left field, surprising. So there could have been some surprising, I'm just going to say end of the line. It could have been a betrayal. It's possibly with the 10 of Swords. It doesn't have to be a romantic, but it could have been just something that, was brought to a conclusion that was surprising with the Tower and probably wasn't what you wanted. And it wasn't maybe how you wanted it either. We have the Leo energy here with the Strength card. So it also probably really hurt your heart, the Strength card. And with the Emperor showing up here, it could have involved an Aries. That's possible. But what I'm also feeling from this, the Emperor and the Strength card, is that you've been putting on a really good front. You have been holding it together. Okay, you have been. You are strong, absolutely, with the Strength card showing up here. But because the 10 of Swords came out first, even though outwardly you're presenting as the Emperor, I'm good. Inwardly, because this is also your energy, the Swords, inwardly, you still feel like there's 10 swords stuck in your brain about this situation. So you still may have a lot of mental fatigue, spiritual fatigue, again, about whatever went down with this surprise, the Tower, this ending, this eruption. Could have been an argument, possible. So you just need some time to heal and release whatever this is. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a very honest reader. Now, again, it's a general reading. But because we have 3 major arcana showing up here, what this is saying to me is whatever came to the end of the road, whatever you are requiring sleep and rest from was major. And because it was major, I don't think it's just going to be released with the snap of your fingers. I mean, it could be, sure. Again, it's general reading. Apply the energies to your life. But it could still take you, I feel, till the next season. All right? Till the next season, whatever that is for you when you're watching this video. So if you're watching it in the fall, it may take until the end of the winter for you to fully feel like this energy, that you have the clarity, that your mind is clean and free from whatever this Ten of Swords surprising situation was. If you're watching this in the middle of the summer, it may take you to the end of the autumn season to really feel like this is done and dusted and out of your consciousness forever. All right, because like I said, and often when things pop out of left field like this with the Tower, and they're shocking, they're sudden, they're shocking, that's worse, right? It takes longer usually to process through something that's shocking. I feel like there was probably some sort of shocking situation going on that, like I said, really hurt your heart and may have also kind of wounded your sense of, I'm getting like, well, both of these are power cards. So just like a sense of your personal empowerment. Like, I think like the wind kind of got knocked out of your sails a little bit. Like you may have felt very confident, both the Aries, Leo, very confident energies. You may have felt very like confident about something. And whatever this news was or this surprising situation, again, it just knocked you for a loop. You've been holding it together. Like I said, you got the strength to get through this. Absolutely. All right. But give yourself the rest and sleep that you need in order to do that. Instead of just keep showing up as this, emperor, like, you're fine. You may be fine outwardly, but inwardly, that's why this is coming out. And also this energy. Inwardly, this is still an energy that's dragging on your psyche. So take the rest and sleep that you need in order to heal. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you are surrendering and releasing and transforming in your world. Scorpio, Ariel is concentrating, helping us out here with the card pull. We have surrender to non-action. Okay, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Okay, let's see what we need to know about that, Scorpio. Surrender to non-action. Let others come to you. Breathe and focus on your own power. So that suggests to me that you're quite magnetic right now when you're watching this video. Just radiate out your beautiful Scorpio energy and other people will come to you. All right, Scorpios, what do we need to know about this? There's your energy, King of Cups. And the 8 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords. Wow, I feel like this is slightly inconclusive. I'm going to pull 2 more. The Wheel and the Page of Swords. Okay. Wow, very interesting energies here. So we have an 8 of Swords, which is getting out of a mental rut. We have a 4 of Swords, which is kind of taking a mental break, a time out. So this really fits here with the energies that we're looking at with the surrender to non-action. We have the Wheel, which is Jupiter energy. Jupiter currently, I am filming this video in early November, is retrograde in Pisces. He will be going back into Aries. And then in the middle of May 15, 2023, he will switch into Taurus. So depending on when you're watching this video, he's going into Aries, back into Aries on December 20th. And we have the Page of Swords here. Interesting. So the universe is going to bring you a very clear message about, the right people who are going to be showing up for you. So I feel like you're in a process of clearing out some people in your life. I'm feeling it's more people oriented. And it could be other things going on, but emotionally and mentally, your energy has been shifting. with your energy showing up here with this King of Cups and also this, so your emotional energy, and then we have the mental energy with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords. So this King of Cups is very interesting because he has sharks in his belly and then he has the ship in his heart. So you may have indeed had to deal with a few sharks, or there may be some sharks that you're suspecting in your world. You know, you're very intuitive and you kind of know who's on your side and who's not. And you tend to keep your friends close and your enemies closer, honestly. And you tend to have a small circle anyway. Most Scorpios do, but this is a general reading. But I am feeling like emotionally and mentally, you've been feeling a bit unsettled, I feel, with the people in your world. And we know people are in for a season, reason, lifetime. So I feel like you have pulled back a little bit, or what this is saying is surrender to non-action. I feel like see who comes to you. And then you will know that those are the keepers for the next iteration and evolution of your life, is what I am feeling. Because this, again, as it says here, let others come to you. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to be in your own power and also kind of step back mentally from trying to check in with them. You know, are they still around? Is this still going on? Do we still feel that connection, etc.? Pull it back. Let's see. Let's see who shows up in your world. I think you're going to see very clearly within a month with this wheel here. Could be even within 10 days with this Page of Swords. There will be people who reach out and there will be others who, you know, go by the wayside. So, but you don't have to do anything about this. The universe will show you very, very clearly with this wheel showing up. And also interesting with this wheel card here, wheels within wheels. So there could be, especially because of, as I said, with this King of Swords in the deck that has this sharks in here, there could be something going on in your world that there's like, this sounds very dramatic, but there could be a plot. There could be like wheels within wheels of some sort of manipulation or something going on where somebody's been trying to make use of your energy. And they may, I mean, you're pretty good at sussing out people who are suspect and who are not of integrity. Of course you are. You're a Scorpio. But any sign, and even the most intuitive among us, can sometimes, unfortunately, miss the signs of somebody who's not in integrity. And I'm feeling like there's something here where wheels within wheels, by you pulling back and not acting, you're gonna save yourself from somebody who has like kind of like, again, I'm just getting a plot, like some sort of plot where they have a hidden agenda. They have an agenda, and when you don't hear from them anymore and they realize they cannot connect with you, they'll go by the wayside. And or the universe will take them out as well. So there also could be, the universe is very protective with the wheel card. There could be a protective removal of somebody in your life as well. But again, it's got to be through your non-action where you pull back so that the universe also has time to come in and kind of put the plan in motion to remove them. But if you're constantly still in their energy and checking on them and talking to them and whatever, you're not going to know. So I hope my message makes sense. It's very interesting. You have the protection here. So with the universe energy. So just pull it on back and, it'll be fine. I also feel another thing too with this energy, that there is likely to be some sort of new connection coming in for you with this wheel that's going to help you make a wish come true with the wish energy here with the Page of Swords. It's probably going to happen in an air time period. So either in Aquarius season, Gemini season, or Libra season. Okay, where there may be just a very interesting opportunity or new person that you it could be both, that you magnetize into your life. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be in your beautiful energy. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what you are surrendering to, what you're releasing, what you're transforming in your world. Sagittarius, let's find out. Okay, we have surrender the idea you can fix someone. Okay, it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. No, it does not. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. All right, let's see what we need to know about that for you. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. All right, Sagittarius. Ariel is concentrating. All right, let's find out. The Knight of Swords and the Justice and the Hermit. Wow. All right, so you could be dealing with a Libra, you could be dealing with a Virgo. That's possible here. Okay. The balance has gotten out of whack with this situation. The Justice. Or there needs to be greater balance. It's not that you necessarily have to cut the person out of your life. You just maybe need to surrender, again, that you're thinking you can fix them. So it could just be that the relationship goes back and forth between being overly involved and being non-involved with the Hermit. There also can be here with the Hermit card, because it is a card of spiritual wisdom. It could be that you are, you're a very wise sign, as we know. I mean, you are the sign of truth and justice and truth telling, and you're very spiritually savvy. But it could be that you are, trying to give this person, whoever this applies to, give this person a spiritual solution that they're not ready for yet. They're just not ready for it. They can't hear it for whatever reason. It's not that your advice is wrong. It's not that you're wrong. And you have a genuine desire to be of service and help with the Virgo energy here, but it just could be that the message is falling on deaf ears because they're not ready spiritually. So, and I feel like this energy goes back and forth between you being overly involved and then pulling back, and then you disconnect as well. There needs to be a middle ground on this relationship with the Justice. It needs to be in greater balance. It could be a type of relationship where you're doing all the giving, again, because you're trying to fix the person. It's not a relationship of equals. So that could be another thing. With the Justice energy here, it could be too that, this is an important karmic lesson for you to learn about spiritual boundaries with the Hermit here. So with the Knight of Swords here, there could have been, or maybe it's coming up, there may be some spirited discussion, maybe a little bit of a conflict about this. So I would be very careful about taking up your sword and trying to force a truth on somebody to fix them, and they're just not ready for it. All right, Sag? So it's time to bring the balance back to yourself, the focus back on you, and deal with your own side of the street, so to speak, your own issues. And I would really look at also, just in my personal opinion here, it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. There just may be something for you to look at here with this situation in terms of what's unresolved in you that needs healing. So, because sometimes we're very good at looking at other people's issues and finding a solution. But meanwhile, it's actually something we need to do for ourselves. But it's a lot easier to look at other people and tell them what to do. So whatever that person's going through, whatever you're trying to fix in the other person, maybe it actually needs to be fixed in you. So that may be something to turn the attention back to yourself, Hermit, rather than toward the other person. Because, of course, Libra energy is all about relationships. It rules the 7th house of the zodiac. So instead of being other-focused, it's time to bring the focus back to yourself, Hermit, and spend some time in quiet contemplation and see if that's the case for you. But it doesn't mean that you have to cut the person out of your life or all is lost or whatever. But I would also look at the fairness of the relationship. Maybe you're trying to go in there like this rescuer, and it's really not a reciprocal relationship. It's a relationship of that type of rescuer dynamic. And so naturally you're going to feel, frustrated. That's also that Knight of Swords. You can feel like, on edge and frustrated. Well, why isn't this person, doing what I suggest? Why aren't they changing their life? Why aren't they there as a friend for me? Or, why don't they show up for me in the way I'm trying to show up for them and help and fix them? But that's not what it's about, right? So there could be something like that to look at also with these energies, Sag. But I would also encourage you not to let it to get to the point with this Knight of Swords here where there is some sort of argument or conflict, because that's rarely, that's not pleasant to deal with. All right, Capricorn, let's see what's going on for you. What are you surrendering, releasing, transforming in your world? Ariel is concentrating. What do we need to know for the Capricorns? Surrender to some miracles, baby. Okay, be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. It's kind of hard to tell a sign ruled by Saturn to banish any doubt, but maybe banish most of the doubt, 99.9% of the doubt. All right, let's see. Let's see what we need to know about this Capricorn surrendering to some miracles here. Five of Pentacles and the King of Swords. And there's your energy. I'm going to pull two more because I feel like that's kind of inconclusive in a way. The Ace of Wands. Are you kidding me right now? And the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. So, and notice on this card that miracles is plural. So there's likely to be two miracles coming on in for you. But here's the thing. This is what I really feel. This is so interesting, these first three energies. And in this deck, we have female kings as well. So don't be confused by that. All right. So the Five of Pentacles. I read Pentacles as self-esteem. It's not just about money. So the thing, like I was saying here about the doubt, let go of any resistance and banish any doubt. The resistance is feeling like it can't happen for you. The resistance is, well, I've been in this Five of Pentacles situation, this Five of Pentacles energy for so long, maybe the last 5 years even, we know with Pluto cruising through Capricorn. Last 5 years, 5 months, whatever. It's just been relentless. I have felt that the universe abandoned me. It's going to be like feeling left out in the cold. The universe abandoned me in some way. I haven't gotten the goodies. I haven't gotten the love. The Pluto wrecking ball has been through my life. Like, what the hell, And that can take a number on one's self-esteem. Absolutely. But what I would also say here, as I've said before on the channel, is manifestation and shifts in energy. A lot of it is a mindset game. So with the King of Swords next to it, what this is saying, it's time to really take charge of your mind. It's the king showing up, and then you're next to it. Notice Pentacles though, and Pentacles. But in the middle is the mind energy. It is time for you to make an executive decision, take charge of your mind, and release, take the sword, take your samurai sword here, and cut this Five of Pentacles shenanigans out of your life, out of your energy field, once and for all. And embrace, King of Pentacles, your power. Embrace the fact that you, just as much as anybody else, deserve miracles, deserve happiness, deserve wealth, deserve love, deserve happiness, deserve your wildest dreams coming true. So it's the mental game. This King of Swords in the middle. Because look what we have. We have an Ace of Wands and we have an Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Wands, cosmic yes from the universe, something beautiful, getting the thumbs up, getting the green light, getting the go ahead, beginning and starting to blossom and grow in your world. The Pentacles, here's another beautiful flower that's beginning to blossom into the world. So the miracle can come. 2 miracles can come. One could be more in something that is more about your physical reality, maybe your physical body, maybe about your business life, especially in your creativity with the Ace of Wands, something new that you want to create. And the Ace of Pentacles can, yes, be about your money, but also could just be about something that's foundationally important to your existence that you want to have grow. So this, yes, could be your bank account, could also be some new connection in your life that you want to plant deep roots for it. And aces for me are about the self. So this is about some new beginnings with your self-esteem, and then some new beginnings with your passionate enthusiasm for life. And all of this can come. These miracles can happen for you. Absolutely. Banishing that doubt. Okay, banishing the doubt. Feel and know that these events are real. And that's interesting too, because we have your King of Pentacles energy showing up here. So the mindset comes first, and then the concrete reality shifts. It's not like, oh, the concrete reality manifests, and then I'll change my mind about it. I've got to see it to believe it. No, you got to believe it in order to see it. That's what's going on here. And the belief is something to do with, as I said, your deservingness with the 5 of Pentacles. So some sort of big beginnings, big manifestations are on their way. Big, big miracles on their way for you. That'll make you very happy. I mean, look at this King of Pentacles. It's so glorious in this deck with all this gorgeous yellow. So this is a lot about the solar plexus chakra, the yellow color. That is about our will and our confidence. And it's not that you're not confident. Of course you're confident. But it may have something to do with confidence in your deservingness. So think about that. Think about that. But surrender to miracles, surrender to new beginnings, surrender to your place at the table of life. That's what I feel from these energies, Capricorn. All right, Aquarius, let's see what you are surrendering, what you are releasing, what you are transforming in your world. Aquarius. Aquarius, surrender your fear of change. Ooh. And yes, you are a fixed energy, and sometimes fixed sign energy doesn't really kind of like to change. So, okay. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. Okay, change, yes, is a natural part of life. Okay, so, and changes can also be positive changes that we get nervous about as well. Because we could be afraid, well, am I going to be up for it? Am I going to be up to the task of this new and better thing coming into my life? So even positive change can be scary. All right, let's see what we need to know. Surrender your fear of change. Change is happening all the time, whether we want it to or not. Okay. You are cared for always. There's your energy, King of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So there's likely to be a very beautiful, positive change coming into your life that's going to help you with your long-term growth and success, the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Wands is, aces for me are about the self. So this can be, again, there is something that is going to be offered to you. It's coming into your life. Something positive. It's a new beginning because the Ace of Wands, but it's up to you to choose it and accept it. With the book here on her lap, I feel like she's already ended a certain chapter. A chapter may be ending so that a beautiful new one can blossom and grow. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, it can bring you beautiful long-term growth in your life and get you unstuck. But you have to choose it. You have to choose it with your mind, yes, because the King of Swords is here. It's up to you. This is your energy. But you also have to choose it with your heart, the Ace of Wands. You have to put your all into it. Your physical resources, your mental resources, your emotional resources, energetic resources. You got to put yourself into it. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles here is interesting because it is a slow and steady wins the race type energy. So I think once you make that decision and you accept this offer that could bring, like I said, Ace of Wands is a great energy, can bring very positive change to your life. It will move forward in a way that is, steady. I don't think it's going to move forward in a way where you feel like, oh my God, am I going to have time to catch up with things? It's just too much, overwhelming. Whatever this is, whatever you're about to change, I think it's going to have slow, steady, gentle growth in your life. It's more the idea of wrapping your head around this that is causing the anxiety, I feel, rather than the actual thing. The actual thing and how it may evolve is going to be gentle. That's what I feel from this. But the decision to get you there, to accept that new chapter of growth, that's the thing. So, as the card says here, the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. And the universe is trying to bring you in some sort of beautiful new chapter into your life. Like I said, that can have long-term potential growth for you. But you got to accept it. You got to be, you got to have faith that all is well, as the card says. I would look to the fire sign seasons for this energy. So I would look to Sagittarius season for this new chapter, Aries season, and or Leo season for this energy to start, coming in for you. For you, that would be the optimum time to choose this particular path forward. So depending on when you're watching this, you have time to kind of prepare your mind for this change that's coming. But it is likely to manifest in fire sign season. But as I said, with this book here on her lap, you are turning a corner. You're turning a page. As I said, ending a chapter with something new beginning. So get ready. Prepare yourself. It's all will be well. It's your fear of change that is causing the issue. It's not the actual change itself, which looks really, really positive. Pisces, let's see what you are surrendering, releasing, and transforming in your world. Pisces. Ariel is concentrating. Ooh, surrender to your soul's path. Isn't that gorgeous, that picture? Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. All right. So, but this, I look at everything as a metaphor with these oracle cards. So it seems to me that there is some important fork in the road, turning point situation happening for you in terms of your soul's path, Pisces. So some new direction I think you're getting ready to go in. Let's see what we need to know. Well, this card fell on the floor. Seven of Pentacles, which is interesting because it has a lot of the same colors, the green. So I love this in this deck. This card always reminds me of Vermont and the apple trees in Vermont. So there she is sitting on top of the apple tree, wondering, okay, something has gone to a certain point. Where do I go next with this in my life? Do I continue planting my seeds in this particular orchard? Or do I move on down the road? Or what do I do? Or do I continue to grow apples? Or do I switch to blueberries or pears or oranges? Whatever, right? Maybe not oranges in Vermont, but you get my point. So there's something here. You're in a process of reevaluation right now. All right, let's see. Interesting that Seven of Pentacles popped out. So I would encourage you over the next 7 days to look at that. where you're at. Does it still satisfy your soul? Where do you need to open up to maybe a fork in the road? All right, let's see. Wow, we have the moon. And we have the Page of Swords. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. So it's time to have an emotional conversation with yourself. Page of Swords. With the wish, we have the dandelion here, which is wish energy coming in. So the moon card, the first thing here about gaining clarity, emotional clarity on what you want. And again, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. As I said, like, is there more growth here for you? Or is your heart still into the path that you've been on? Or are you going in a different direction? So I think I'm going to pull one more card too. We have the Four of Pentacles here, which is Taurus energy. It is an energy of stability and security. So it may be that you need to have that conversation with yourself in terms of, are you staying with something simply because it's stable and secure? And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. If it fits your soul's path, if you feel like, yes, I have more to do on this particular journey with this situation. Only you can answer that question. The moon card is here. But you could have had some confusion. You could really need more clarity on where you stand with this particular situation. So, or what this can be saying too with the Four of Pentacles is that it is going to be time for you to find a new home, so to speak. The home, see how she's holding this little house here in her hand? Find a new path forward where you're going to be able to grow deep roots and find a new soul home, so to speak. So that may be going on for some of you as well. It could have something to do with moving in some way. Ariel, let me have the cards. In order to fully align with that soul's purpose, it may require a different location for you to do that. So let's see, let's pull. I just feel we need one more energy. Pisces, what do we need to know about this? The Nine of Cups. Isn't that glorious? Okay. So this is about, a 9 is a very spiritual number. It's about spiritual path because it's aligned with the Hermit also. Think about that. So this is ultimately about some sort of new path that you're hungry for, because Nine of Cups is about appetite. So, but what is you're spiritually hungry for? That's the thing. What are you spiritually hungry for in terms of this soul path? This new situation, if you choose something new, which I feel like you're on the cusp of doing because you're in this reevaluation period, it really needs to have that sense of appetite, yearning, energy behind it. And notice that it's the cups showing up, which is your energy. So very, very interesting what we got going on here. And we have this wish. So your wishes to have a new soul path also, if you've kind of been like, well, I am not really where I want to be right now. It's been okay, the Seven of Pentacles, but I really want greater fulfillment for myself, then that wish can absolutely happen for you. I would say within 9 weeks. But I would take the first week of the 9 weeks to just really get that clarity. You may need to do a little more research. Page of Swords, a little more digging. You may need to have an important conversation with a trusted, close person, Four of Pentacles, who is grounded, down to earth, has very like Taurus, could be a Taurus, has very Taurus energy, where they're going to, tell it like it is and give you really solid, grounded, practical advice to help you make a decision and move forward on what this soul path is going to be. That's also very possible here with this energy. Your wish can absolutely manifest. It's not outside the realm of possibility at all with these two wish energies coming out here. The point is to really, I think, look at what your spirit is hungry for. And so if you're unclear on what you think the next destiny, journey, road is for your soul, start tuning in with what am I craving spiritually first? What my spirit, what does it want? Does it want more art? Does it want more dance? Does it want more music? Does it want more personal connection? Does it need more private time? Does it need more, creativity? Does it need more time in nature? What does it need? Start there. And then continue. Well, okay, so I have more art in my life. What does that mean for me? Spiritually, then what does that create in me? Does it satisfy that hunger? What am I spiritually looking for through my art? What is this next destiny with my soul's path? And there's likely to be, I think, with this Page of Swords, a new person coming in as well that can help you manifest this new soul's path and soul's wish that you want. Likely an air sign. But like I said, you could also have a conversation with a trusted earth sign to kind of get you some more clarity on this situation. So very interesting energies, Pisces, but get ready. You're about to embark on an exciting new journey. So thank you so much for joining us for your What to Surrender and Release video energy tarot reading. I hope it was helpful. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on with you with these energies. We would love to know. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Stella Wilde signing out.